Na katika masuala mengine ni kuwa Waziri wa Fedha ROTICH anatarajiwa siku ya Alhamisi kutangaza makadirio ya bajeti ya mwaka 2019-2020. Bajeti hiyo ya shilingi trilioni 3.8 imefaidi pakubwa afisi ya naibu rais, majaji pamoja na hata wizara ya elimu, kama jinsi anavyoeleza mwanahabari Khaemba.
Wabunge na maseneta wataendesha vikao kwa pamoja wakati wa usomaji wa makadirio ya bajeti ya mwaka 2019 mwaka 2020.
For me personally, it is more painful when you pass budgets worth billions and then people just decide to siphon and loot. It's painful.
Now, as a country for a long time, and particularly in the Jubilee administration, we've been living beyond our means. That we come up with very huge budgets when we know very well that our revenues cannot be able to sustain that kind of budget. This has resulted into heavy borrowing.
So the main issue is we borrow to do what? Because right now we borrow the money and built a railway that we are being told now can't pay itself. So the main issue is we are borrowing, yes, but we are borrowing to do what? So
Waziri wa Fedha ROTICH kwa mara nyingine atafika mbele ya waundaji wa sheria kutoa makadirio ya bajeti ya shilingi trilioni 3.08 na jinsi bajeti hiyo itakavyotekelezwa wakati kukiwa na gharama ya juu ya maisha.
So the more you increase your budgets, we are now at 3 trillion, the more you'll tax the mwananchi.
What is most important is that those state corporations that are asking for state funding and have a lot of audit queries and a lot of audit issues, that state funding should actually be reduced to a minimum until they clear those audit queries that are there.
Yeah, our expected revenue collection in the coming financial year is at about 2.3 trillion. And yet we are coming up with a budget of 3.08 trillion. Obviously, we'll have to borrow.
Sekta zinazolenga kuvuna sana kwenye bajeti ya mwaka huu ni majaji waliopokezwa shilingi milioni 400, posho ya magari. Makadirio ya bajeti inajiri wakati serikali ya Jubilee kikumbwa na masaibu ya kushindwa kukabiliana na donda sugu la ufisadi.
So I fully support the proper financing of the judiciary arm of government so that they are able to carry out their constitutional mandate without having to go to beg anybody, because the moment you put them in a position where they are not well funded and they are begging the executive, then we will not expect good judgments or good decisions from that particular arm of government.
The amount of money that is currently being paid to the Parliamentary Service Commission, that is now in charge of the whole legislative and oversight arm of the trillions that are currently being spent, is this percentage, whereby the amount of money that is given to the executive, not just for projects, but even for running the executive as well, is this percentage. And what is the percentage as well that is being given to the judiciary, whose role is just to read and be able to come up with judgment based on the laws of the country.
this financial year, the national government has allocated allowed 4.6 billion to roll out universal coverage to the rest of the country, because right now we are experimenting with the 5 counties. But when, as a committee, we asked them, do you have a framework? How will this money be used? The budget committee agrees that there is no framework to spend this money, but this money can be spent somewhere on air until a framework is developed. So now that money can be spent. The same thing has happened with the grants for level 5 hospitals.
But at the end of the day, the projects are either not carried out and the money just disappears, so it's absorbed, or a shoddy job is done, a little money is spent, and the rest goes to the pockets of...
Afisi ya naibu wa rais William Ruto vilevile inalenga kuvuna pakubwa baada ya kupokea shilingi milioni 50 za usafiri nje ya Kenya.
But it's sad enough that Kenyans are going to be they need to finance corruption.
You can't buy a CT scan and take it to Wajir, take it to Mandela, take it to Galisa, where women are giving birth without a nurse. Why don't you provide them with a basic nurse and a clinic officer first?
Serikali ya Jubilee inalenga kutumia kima cha shilingi trilioni 2.7 huku lengo lake kuu likiwa ni kufanikisha nguzo 4 kuu. Siku ya Alhamisi ni siku kuu katika taifa la Kenya, wakati waziri wa fedha ROTICH atakapokuwa akiwasilisha makadirio ya bajeti ya mwaka 2019 na mwaka 2020. Bajeti inajiri wakati taifa la Kenya likikumbwa na masaibu ya kukabiliana na visa vya ufisadi. Nikiripotia Mwanga wa Ebro, jina langu ni Khaemba.